Most people think that when a French person switches to English, the problem is their French, but it's not. Fiona thought that too. She came to me frustrated. Most conversations were ending the same way, with French people switching to English the moment she opened her mouth or showed a bit of hesitation. A few weeks later, she messaged me. 0 English responses and the same level of French. Doctor's appointments, shops, neighbours, tous en français. So I sat down, scribbled away and figured out exactly what worked. And it comes down to 4 steps. Let me show you. When a French person switches to English, it can feel like a verdict, like they've just judged your French and put you in the foreigner box. And the natural response is to accept it and feel a little smaller. That's exactly where Fiona was. She put it bluntly. In general, I hate it when French people speak to me in English. And if you've been in France a while, years, and it's still happening, that feeling doesn't just fade. It starts to feel like confirmation that something about you just doesn't work in French. But here's what's usually going on, and this reframed everything for me. When I'm in the UK and I hear a French accent, I lean in. Ah, vous êtes francophone peut-être? Not because I'm assessing them, but because I want the practice. I've always been one to follow every little helps as a mantra for life. Comment if you know where that slogan comes from. French people do exactly the same thing with English. Most of the time, it's not judgment, it's reflex. Either they want to practice, or they're trying to keep the conversation moving when you pause. And while you may not be able to do much about a judgment, you can work with a reflex. So what do you actually do in that moment when they switch to English and you feel yourself shrinking a bit? Because doing nothing is also a choice, and it's the one that keeps you stuck. Here's step 2. Switch back politely, instantly, and without apologizing. Most people don't switch back, not because they can't, but because it feels awkward, like the moment has passed, like insisting would be rude. So they smile, they carry on in English, and they walk away annoyed at themselves. Again. Here's the good news. You can redirect warmly in just 1 sentence without making it weird. Just say, on peut continuer en français s'il vous plaît, or s'il te plaît, and smile as you say it. Your smile does half the work. Or even, je préfère continuer en français si ça vous dérange pas, or si ça te dérange pas. If you want those sentences written down, plus the lifeline phrases for when you block, grab my free French Confidence Starter Kit. 2 PDFs, Mindset Foundations, and practical phrases. Link in the description. As part of Be Yourself in French, my student Jenny did this at a restaurant in Paris. The waiter clocked her as an American and switched to English. Jenny smiled, said her 1 sentence, and the server switched back. Just like that. And if they don't switch back, you keep going in French anyway. They speak English, you speak French. You still get the repetition, and you stay in control of what you can control. Switching back gets you back in the conversation. But the next 10 seconds decide whether they switch again. Because it's not just what you say, it's what you signal. So step 3 is signal intent, not inadequacy. Here's where most people undo step 2. They switch back to French. Bravo. And then immediately say, désolé, mon français n'est pas très bon. And just like that, you've given them the green light to rescue you in English. It comes from a good place, humility, politeness, but to them it sounds like English would be easier, so they help. Instead of signaling lack, signal intent. Try, mon français n'est pas parfait, mais j'adore pratiquer. Then smile and keep going in French. Don't pause. Liz noticed the same thing at her dentist. For the first time after years, he stayed in French with her. She hadn't suddenly become fluent, she'd changed what she was signaling at the start. So you've switched back, you've signaled intent, but what happens when the words disappear mid-sentence? Because they will, and that's the moment most people quietly accept the English. Step 4 is how you don't. You've switched back, you've signaled intent, and then, mid-sentence, the word disappears. You can feel the silence stretching, and that pull toward English comes back, stronger than before. This is the moment most people quietly give in, not because they want to, but because they don't know what to do with the gap, so they will fill it with English. Or worse, they apologize and hand the whole conversation over. You don't need the word, you need a bridge. 3 phrases that keep you in French without freezing. 1. Name the blank. Le mot m'échappe. C'est un truc pour... and describe your way to it. 2. Rephrase. Ce que je veux dire, c'est Then rephrase what you mean. It's fine that it's messy. 3. Ask for the word. Comment on dit? This keeps them engaged and buys you time. Maya walked into a bike shop without the word for bolt. Rather than switching to English, she just said, C'est quoi le mot en français pour ce truc-là? Got the word, got the bolt, left happy. Jenny used le mot m'échappe at the market and the vendor was kind. They worked through the rest of it together. And as Jenny put it, the world didn't end or anything. That's the point. The phrase doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to keep you in French. Remember Fiona from the start of this video? She told me, I hate it when French people speak to me in English. How do I shut that down? A few weeks later, after using these 4 steps, she messaged me. 0 English responses, doctors, appointments, shops, neighbours, 100% in French, no fillers. It's been amazing. Same woman, same French, different approach. The steps you've learned here will keep you in French, but there's one detail that trips up almost everyone, even confident speakers. Tu versus vous. And if you get it wrong or you look unsure, you can accidentally signal, I'm not comfortable, which makes the other person take over in English. That's why the next thing I want you to do is watch my video on the 2-second tu vous rule. It removes the hesitation completely. Click here and I'll see you over there. À bientôt.